Children of the Kause. Episode 1. Voltage in his veins. Rain danced like needles off the rusted rooftops of the abandoned shipping yard. Thunder grumbled overhead, but the storm building inside Kauslycinagin was far more dangerous than anything in the sky. Perched high above the yard, the vigilante's figure barely moved, shrouded in shadows, his rubberized suit slick with rain. Glowing veins of blue energy pulsed across his arms, snaking down into his gloves. Below, 3 armored trucks sat, idling under dying floodlights. Around them, armed mercenaries stalked the wet pavement, rifles in hand, nerves on edge. They didn't know what they were guarding, but Kauslycinagin did. Inside one of those trucks was a prototype, a weaponized prosthetic arm, reverse-engineered from stolen DNA and corrupted research. Technology born from the suffering of Kauslycinagin victims. Victims like Kauslycinagin, like Shadow Flame. His grip tightened on the coil of conductive wire in his hand. The blue glow intensified. "You owe me, Will," he thought, jaw clenched, "and I'm here to collect. With interest." With a practiced flick, he launched the wires across the yard. It struck a fuse box and the entire grid went dark. The buzzing lights died. The fog thickened. Confusion spread like wildfire among the guards. By the time the first one turned, Kauslycinagin was already on the ground. He moved like electricity, silent one moment, cracking the next. The first merc saw only a flicker of blue before collapsing. The second managed a startled grunt before current surged through his chest. He dropped, twitching. 3 years had passed since the Gulf swallowed the man once known as Eli Jones. 3 years since, the sea cracked open and rewrote his body from the inside out. The man, the fisherman, was gone. All that remained was the ghost. 3 years earlier, Gulf of Louisiana. The sky that day churned like a pot ready to boil over. The ocean had a sickly green tint. On the deck of the Widow's Light, Eli and his closest friend Malcolm Smith, the man who would become Shadow Flame, hauled in the final catch. Business had been bad, but something worse was in the air. Malcolm had seen the fog first, a black-green ribbon rolling in from the sea, slithering against the wind. "That ain't right," Malcolm said. Eyes narrowed. "Fog's moving upstream." Eli joined him at the rail. The taste of rot and ozone lingered on his tongue. Something ancient and wrong. Then, without warning, the ocean erupted. A geyser of heat, steam, and a luminous gas exploded upward, swallowing their boat in light. And then, nothing. Present. Shipping yard interior. Kauslycinagin crept through the facility like a wraith. Sparks whispered from his fingertips, guiding him toward a steel crate, sealed tight. His hand brushed the locking, whirred and hissed, crackling with unstable energy. "You Kauslycinagin?" the man growled. Lightning leapt from Kauslycinagin's knuckles. "Guess you heard of me." They collided in a furious clash, metal on muscle, sparks on steel. The merc swung hard, his prosthetic arm striking with concussive force. Kauslycinagin was flung across the room, crashing into a stack of metal pallets. His suit sparked as he slid to a stop. "You think you're the future?" the merc sneered. "You're just the test run." Energy danced across his body, glowing mechanism. Pop! The lock fizzled under a focused jolt. Inside the crate sat a prosthetic arm, sleek, silver, glowing faintly with the stolen power that mirrored his own, a mechanical lie built on the suffering of others. Footsteps echoed behind him. A large merc stepped into view, armored and confident, wearing the very prototype Kauslycinagin had come for. The enhanced limb brighter now, his rage building. Nah, he said, voice low. I'm the malfunction. The entire yard came alive. Slice Ghost drew in power from every line, every outlet, every spark. Lights exploded, circuits fried. The Merc didn't stand a chance. One final surge and Slice Ghost blasted him straight into a pool of standing water. The shock lit up the night like a firestorm. Memory. The chamber. He remembered the white room, the hum of machines, the smell of bleach and pain. In the pod next to him, Malcolm had floated unconscious, his skin glowing with a faint fiery orange hue. The gas had rewritten them both, but in different ways. Then came the voice, cold, detached. Fascinating. Dr. Will had said over the intercom, their resistance is evolution. Slice Ghost hadn't understood those words then, but now they were a prophecy. Present. Yard exit. The rain still poured. Static bled from Slice Ghost's skin as he stood over the wreckage of the mercenary and the now fried prototype. Inside the crate, he found more than hardware. He found a set of blueprints, designs for an army of cybernetic weapons. This was just the beginning. He tapped the comm device in his ear. Shadow Flame, he said. Got what we need. We'll talk targets in the morning. From across the city, Shadow Flame's voice crackled through. Calm. Focused. Copy that. I'll start decoding the files. And Slice, try not to fry anyone else tonight. A smirk cracked across Slice Ghost's face. No promises. He stepped into the storm. Voltage in his veins. A Children of the Kause story.